last questions I want to ask here, Coach, is when you're out evaluating a potential fit now at JMU, what are some of the, not the at bats, what are some of the, kind of ancillary dynamics to an athlete that might catch your eye, that's maybe considered a separator, all things being equal, that you're looking at all good young hitters or all good young position players. What are some of the attributes that you're looking for that may really make one particular athlete stand out to you?
I think going back to when I watch him play, am I going to be excited to coach that guy in a couple years, whether he had a good game that night or a bad game that night? And part of that can be, do they seem really competitive? Like, I think that's important. Do they seem like they can handle the ups and downs of a game? I think at the lower levels, like high school and even in college, like baseball can be really emotional because we play so many games in like a short time frame. But at the same time, if you're too emotional, it's going to wear you out.
Right,
Uh,
right.
and so I'm looking at that. I'll ask the coaches a lot of questions, their travel coach, their high school coach, if I know somebody from that area, about, what is the kid like? Is he a good guy? Is he a good teammate? Is he somebody people like to be around, or some people that they don't want to see him, basically? Because that's the other piece of it. Like your locker room has to mesh. It has to gel.
Amen.
We won't really know until they get on campus, right? But I think it is part of our job to try our best to find guys that fit together. And because when stuff hits the fan, the locker room that's divided is going to crack really fast. The locker room that's gelled and can play for each other is going to stick through it and fight through those tough times. So it's all encompassing, but does he run hard? Like, does he when he hits that routine ground ball to short and he knows I'm in the stands, does he like Cadillac it, or does he give me a chance to get a good home the first time on him? Like, and I think that's something that maybe didn't really resonate with me when I first got into coaching. And then we had a young man when I was at Towson, and I see Coach Tyner's book in your background, but Richie Palacios, he was a third round pick to the Cleveland Indians at the time, and now he's with the Rays in the big leagues. And man, he was so good. He was the most talented player I've ever worked with. It was crazy. And we get done with scout day, and every scout is there. He put on a show for the most part, but he didn't actually like. He put not a single ball like where he got a hit. Like everything was in the air, and the wind was blowing in, and everything got ran down. But he barreled everything up. But I remember him lining out to like right or something, and he kind of just like halfway jogged to first. And our head coach stopped him after the inter squad and said, "Richie, do you realize that you run a 6.4, but not a single scout can give you the true run grade that they need, because you'll hit routine balls that are outs and you won't take off running, and they can't actually get what you are in game, and that's what really matters."
Right.
And I think that's a big piece too. Or like, I went and watched a shortstop this weekend. I can't tell you if he has a good arm or not. I really can't. I watched him warm up. He warmed up decent, but he didn't really cut anything loose. He got in the game. They dominated the 2 games. He had like 3 plays that were super easy. He never once had to cut a ball loose. And I left her going like, I don't know if he can stick it short. I wish he just would have cut one loose for me so I could see it. And now I'm going to have to go back and watch him again. So I think at that level, they see like the big leaguers or even some college guys that, where they're like trying to pace themselves through a season. Well, if that's the only opportunity I get to see you play and you don't show me what you got, it's hard for me to walk away wanting to offer you, and you can't let the game like bring up those opportunities. Sometimes you just got to do it in between innings, or you hit that infield pop fly and maybe take off running so I can get a good time on you, whatever it may be. I don't know exactly how to put it, but I think that's an important piece too.
I got to tell you, that's the best. That is the single best answer in all the years I've been doing this podcast. That's the single best answer. I mean, that sounds like a Tyner thing with regards to the foot speed. Hey man, you just hit a piss missile, but they got to know if you are a plus runner, not a plus runner. Let them see it. You got to let them see it. So I really, really hope parents, that last juice, I call it juice. It's great information that parents and young athletes, you never know who's there to watch you. If you're a catcher in between innings, show it off. If you're a shortstop,